Hello my dear students, I hope you all are watching the different videos made on the different topics. So here today I am going to start the new chapter, chapter number 9, that is forms of market. Now here the first thing you have to understand the concept of market. Now in ordinary sense what we say that market is a place or market is a physical place where buyers and sellers meet each other and commodities are bought and sold, or the place where buyers and sellers meet each other, buyers will buy the commodity and sellers will sell their product. But due to the development of transportation system, communication facilities and banking sector, the concept of market has changed, or we can say that the definition has totally changed. Now in the modern definition what we can say that market is a system or an arrangement in which the economic transaction can take place, or we can say that it is the system or an arrangement in which buyers and sellers may come in contact with each other and make a deal regarding the prices and the quantity. So here we should not mention market is a particular place. Once again, what we can say when the definition comes, suppose say you are asked to define market. So what will define? Market is a system or an arrangement in which buyer and sellers come in contact with each other and they make a deal regarding the price and the quantity. So this is the new definition or the modern definition of market. Why this is so? Because in order to make a deal or in order to contact that buyer and seller, some particular place is not required, because of this online shopping and all, Amazon.com, we have Flipkart, we have Myntra.com, we have, through that we can purchase or we can buy any commodity just by sitting at your home. No need to go to that particular place to make any deal. So now the concept of market has totally changed. The next, we have few things that we have to keep in our mind while defining the market. So first, market need not be a particular place. That means for existence of market, some particular place is not required. The geographical area may vary. That the geographical area, the market size may be large, small, or even you can purchase the product just by sitting at your home. If you are purchasing through online, if you are buying any product through online, so you can get your product just by sitting at your home. So no need to go to your particular place to purchase that particular commodity. So here the concept of market has totally changed. The second thing which we have to remember is that in order to make any deal among these buyer and sellers, it is not necessary that buyers and sellers should be known to each other. That is not necessary. We can make a deal in spite of being strange to each other. Means when buyers and sellers are strange to each other, then also they can make a deal. The buyers will be able to buy the commodity as well as the sellers will be able to sell the products. For example, when you go to Gantok and if you want to buy any commodity, is it necessary that you have to know the particular shopkeeper to purchase that commodity? No. If we are strange to each other, then also we can make a deal. Whatever the quantity I want to purchase, I can do it in spite of knowing that shopkeeper. So the second thing is that in order to make any economic exchange or any transaction, it is not necessary that buyers and sellers should be known to each other. If they are strange, then also we can make a deal. The next concept we have market structure. So market structure refers to the type of market in which the producers or firms operate. Once again, here market structure, it refers to the type of market in which producers or firms operate. So here it refers to the type of market in which the producers or firm operate. So it indicates that how the market is organized. So it depends on the competitiveness of the market structure. Some markets are there that are very competitive, whereas some markets will find the competition will be very less. In next topic, we have to study about what type of market have huge competition and what type of market have very less competition. So in the case of monopoly, we can say that there is only one seller or producers and there are large number of buyers. So here competition is very less because the producers are only one. Whereas in the case of perfectly competitive market, we can see that there are large number of buyers and sellers. So depending on the competition, we can say that the market structure is competitive or non-competitive, and on the basis of that we can classify the different types of market. Here the next topic we have factors determining the market forms, means how we can distinguish one market from the other. So there are various characteristics. With the help of that characteristics, we can see that this market belongs to perfectly competitive, or this market belongs to monopoly, or this market belongs to monopolistic competition. So there are various factors that helps to determine the forms of market, whether the market is perfectly competitive or monopoly or perfectly competitive market. So here we will discuss the different points one by one, how it determines the different forms of market. One of the important factor to affect or to determine the forms of market is number of buyers and sellers. So here, how the number of buyers and sellers determine the different types of market. So here we have to understand that if the number of buyers and sellers are very large in number, then what happens that the share of individual producer will be small in total supply. So once again here, if the number of sellers are large in number, then what happens that the share of the individual producers will be small in the total supply. What is the meaning of that? If suppose say there are lakhs and lakhs of producers are there and they are producing some type of products, suppose say homogeneous product. Now if there are large number of sellers, then the contribution of individual seller in the total supply of a commodity will be small or negligible. So in that case, the seller do not have a power to influence the market price or quantity supply in the market. On the other hand, if the number of seller, this one is small, suppose say there is only one seller or producer in the market. So if there is single seller or single producer in the market, he has more power to influence the market price as well as quantity supply. So whenever he wants to increase the supply of commodity, he can do that. Whenever he wants to increase the price of a commodity, he can do that, because there is single seller or single producer in the market. So depending on the number of buyers and sellers, we can determine what type of market we are talking about. If the market is perfectly competitive, then the number of buyers and sellers will be large in number. If the market is a monopoly, then the producers or the seller will be one and the buyers will be in a large number. If the market is monopolistic market, then the number of buyers and sellers will be fairly large. So depending on the number of buyers and sellers, we can classify or we can differentiate the different types of markets. So here, number of buyers and sellers is also one of the important factor to determine the different forms of market. The second factor that determine the different forms of market, or we can say that the nature of the product, is also one of the important factor to differentiate the different forms of market. We know that in the case of perfectly competitive market, the nature of product will be homogeneous. So if the market is perfectly competitive, then the product available in the market will be homogeneous product. And what is homogeneous product? The product which are identical in shape, size, color, design, then that type of product is called homogeneous product. So we will study all these things in a detail in the next topic. When we study the classification of market, in that case we have to study everything in a detail. So here just I am giving you the brief idea, and the in details will go in the next topic we have in the classification of market. Now, if the market is monopolistic competitive, if we are talking about monopolistic market, then the product available in that type of market will be differentiated. So in monopolistic competition, we will get what type of product? Differentiated product. So once again, what is differentiated product? The differentiated product is the product which differ from each other in the terms of shape, size, color, design, trademark, tags, etc. Suppose say I'll give one example. Colgate and Pepsodent, both will satisfy the same type of demand. Both things are used for the same purpose, but the name of the product, one is Colgate and the other one is Pepsodent. Since the color, design, shape, size are different from each other, then that type of product can be considered as a differentiated product. So nature of product also determines the different forms of market. If we are talking about perfectly competitive market, the product will be homogeneous. If we are talking about monopolistic competition or monopolistic competitive market, the product will be differentiated. The third factor determining the forms of market is knowledge about the market. So here the knowledge about the market is also one of the important factor to determine the type of market or what type of market we are talking about. So if the buyers as well as sellers have the perfect knowledge about the market condition. Market condition means if buyers know the actual price, prevailing price in the market, that the price of this product is 10 rupees or 20 rupees. So if they are aware about the price and the quality of the product available in the market, then we can say that the consumer or the buyers have more knowledge. And if the consumers or the buyers have more knowledge about the prevailing price as well as the quality of the product, then we can say that we are talking about perfectly competitive market. Whereas in the case of monopolistic competitive market, there may be the lack of knowledge about the market condition. Consumer may be ignorant about the price and the quality of the product available in the market. So when the consumers are or the buyers are well aware about the price and the quality of the product available in the market, then we can see that the buyers have perfect knowledge about the market condition. Whereas if the buyers have no information, or if they are lacking the information about the product and the quality as well as the price of the product in the market, then we can say that the consumers or the buyers are ignorant. So that happens in the case of monopoly market or monopolistic market. If the buyers have perfect knowledge, means we are dealing with whatever market, perfectly competitive market, or that is the important feature of that perfectly competitive market. So point number 4, we have freedom of entry and exit of the firm. So different markets are differentiated from each other in the terms of freedom of entry and exit. So entry means new firm when they are interested to produce, and if they enter and start business, means there is no restriction. Entry means there is no restriction to go and start their business. Whereas in the case of exit, suppose say if any firms are incurring loss, so they can exit the market or they can leave that market. So here freedom of entry and exit is also one of the important factor determine the different forms of market. Now we have to understand in which type of market the entry and exit freedom is there, and in which type of market there is a restriction. So especially in the case of perfectly competitive market, since the price is uniform as well as the firms will be earning only normal profit. So in that case, if new firms are interested to start and enter into the industry, they can do that. So there is no restriction. In the case of perfectly competitive market, there is no restriction in the terms of entry and exit of the firms. Whereas in the case of monopoly market, what is there? There is some restriction. So we cannot directly enter and start a business. So some restrictions are there. Some are man-made restrictions, such as obtaining the license. If there is a restriction in the licensing policy, patent rights, copyrights, etc., in that case what we can ensure that the firms will be earning abnormal profit, because certain restrictions are there and new firm cannot enter easily and start the business. So if the entry is restricted, the firms will be earning abnormal profit. Whereas in the case of free entry and free exit, there is if suppose say in the case of perfectly competitive market, entry is free, so the number of sellers will be more. New firms can enter and start the business. So in that case, the firms will be earning only normal profits. The next point, we have degree of price influence. So here the different forms of market have a different power to influence the market price. So in the case of monopoly market, there is a single seller or single producer. So if there is a single producer, then that type of market has a large power or more power to influence the market price. So if they want to increase the price, they can do that. If they want to decrease the price, they can do that. But in the case of a perfectly competitive market, since the price is set by the industry, not by the firm, so in that case the power to influence the price by the firms will be negligible. The meaning is that the individual firm cannot influence the market price, because price will be decided by the industry. Whereas in the case of monopoly market, since the number of producer or seller is one, so he himself is a firm or industry, so he has more power to influence the price. So So this is also one of the factor determining the market forms.